Tell you what, guys, this chicken pappardelle, mwah! So we're going to start off with chicken, of all things. We're going to put it all in the pan and get a nice bit of colour on it, like that. We want it good and brown and even a bit crunchy. The trick is just basically letting it sit, and I'm really bad at that. I always want to turn it and fiddle it and fart around, but just let it sit, get that good brown, crispy, crunchy deliciousness on it. I'm doing it in batches. Want to keep the pan nice and hot, so we're not like stewing it and cooking it all the way through. Because yeah, we don't really want to cook it all the way through, we just want to get that colour on the outside. Next up, we are going to be making a mirepoix. So we're going to get our carrots, just top and tail them. You don't really have to worry about peeling them. Going to get our celery, going to get a few good stalks of that. And just same thing, yeah, cut off the white bits at the end and just get it ready. We're going to give it a quick little rinse. Wash all the dirt and that off, because yeah, as I said, I'm not going to bother peeling it, so we just want to make sure it's all nice and clean before it goes in the pan. Next we're going to come in with some onion. So I decided to buy these pickling onions, right, because they were on sale, they were on special, and you know, these cute little adorable onions that I can just use for everything that I can't explain how tedious all these little onions are, peeling every single little onion. I swear to God, just... Once you've gone through the painstaking process of peeling all that, chop everything up. We don't really need to worry about size too much. Just as long as everything is roughly even, so it all cooks at the same time. The smaller you cut it up, the quicker and easier it's going to be later on. So, yeah, you know, take that little bit of effort, make sure everything's nice and uniform. Once we got it all the way we want it, chuck them all into a pan together. Bung those onions in first, let them sort of sweat down a bit, and same thing, we just want to get a little bit of colour on it. Be careful, because we're going to be riding that fine line between, you know, actually browning and cooking and just a little bit of interest and flavour. You just saw me put in some white wine vinegar then, just to sort of help deglaze the bottom of the pan. Next come in with some garlic. Same as always, if you've got fresh garlic, use that. Otherwise this stuff out of a jar is pretty dang fantastic. Add the carrot, takes a little bit longer to cook, so put that in early too. And then the celery, stir it all through, just same thing, wilt it down a little bit, but get a bit of colour onto it, that's the main vibe. Here I'm coming in with some thyme as well. And again, you don't really have to worry too much about getting stalks in there, because we're going to blitz it all up later, so you won't even know. Bit of salt over the shoulder for good luck. Always want to season while you go. Do it properly now, so then later on we can just add a little bit if we need. Next, once that's all nice and sort of browned, we're going to come in with some water. Just about that much. We just want to cover the veggies and help them cook down. Get all those little crunchy bits off the bottom, then when it comes to the boil, pop that chicken back in. And try not to stir it, kinda, because you want that chicken on the top. It's going to be easier. The chicken can kind of cook with the steam from the boiling water underneath, but the veggies, it's good to keep them submerged. And let him sit for a bit. Must admit, I did steal that little spin move off of Jamie Oliver, so... So once that's all cooked, we're going to go in and remove the chicken, and you can see it's just flaking apart really, really nicely, which is what we want. So we're going to remove that chicken, because we're going to shred that in a second. But before then, we're going to blitz up all these veggies. So this is why we cut them up nice and small at the start, because it makes it much easier for us to pulp them all up. I mean, of course, if you've got a blender, you can decant it and do it in a blender, but these little bar mixers are great. And yeah, you're probably going to want to put a lid on that quickly because it gets real splattery real quick. Next, we're going to come and shred the chicken. You can use 2 forks and do it that way. I've washed my hands and I like getting stuck in there, so however you want to do it that way. But yeah, just sort of shred it all to, again, roughly the same sort of size, and then add that chicken back into that sauce. It's good because it'll look like there's a lot of sauce. It'll look quite stewy and soupy, but once you put that chicken in, it's just going to suck it all back up really nicely. Meanwhile, back at the farm, we're going to get some water. We want it salty like the sea, and we're going to add our pasta to that. Oh, got a bit steamy there for a second. Sorry about that. And this is a good trick if the water starts overflowing. You can just pop a spoon across the top, a wooden spoon, and it'll stop all the pasta water from like bubbling up and out and all over the place. I have no idea what the science behind that is, but I learnt it from my mum, and it's worked every time since. So next we're going to come and just drain off that pappardelle. There's a little bit of water at the end, that's alright, always good for the sauce. But then we basically just assemble it all. Say hey to Alex, everybody. But we just add that chicken mix into the pasta, or vice versa. Add a little bit of extra olive oil if you need it. But once it's all combined and looking good and everything's married together, you just want to serve it up, and it's that easy, guys. Want to come in with a bit of parmesan at the end to taste, and then I'm going to put this like a little sprig of thyme on top to make it look pretty. Otherwise, that's it, guys. We are good to go. Nothing left to do but tuck in. And I tell you what, if you don't like this pappardelle, then you are no friend of mine. Let me know what you think, guys. Enjoy. Catch you next time.